Subway Surfers is easily the peak of what the human race has achieved over our many years of evolution.
True. That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean, that's true. Yeah.
It's pretty clear this game is very popular because it's everywhere. The gameplay is so satisfying to watch, so mesmerizing, that it's slapped on every Reddit video, every story time, and every god-awful freebooting TikTok account. It has contributed to massive societal brain rot, making it so it's impossible to pay attention to anything unless you have this gameplay going on alongside it. It has a simple format, but it's executed well. It's been around for over a decade and has millions and millions of downloads. And any successful thing will inevitably have copycats. And my god, Subway Surfers has a lot, an overabundance of trash. You know, we're looking at all the bad stuff. We're looking at Subway Princess Runner, a game with this horrifying, nefarious cat creature. Subway Surfers made by an awful family vlogger channel. Forrest Gump Subway Surfers. Furry Subway Surfers. And then this other hopeless cat game. It's all very terrible, completely soul-rotting stuff. And I, for one, can't wait to get into it. But first, we should give a round of applause to Surfshark VPN for having the bravery to sponsor this video. Most people would look at this decrepit cat creature and steer clear. They would run and hide, cowering in fear. But not Surfshark. They're like, no, we will stand up for what is right. We will help protect you from furry Subway Surfers. We got you. Because that's what Surfshark VPN cares about, protecting you, specifically protecting your data. VPNs are so incredibly important to have these days. A VPN keeps you safe and protects your privacy with everything you do online. Your data is important, and when you use the internet, your data is exposed to third parties. What a VPN does, and you know especially what Surfshark does incredibly well, is that it encrypts your data and hides your location. Surfshark keeps it safe from prying eyes. In addition to protection, Surfshark also gives you freedom. VPNs let you travel the world and be anywhere in just a single click. Who needs plane tickets? Those things cost like $1,000. Instead, you got Surfshark. Surfshark lets you virtually travel the world by changing your IP address. Like, let's say you live in Brazil, right? You're lacking some serious options in your Netflix browsing. With Surfshark, though, you can easily change your country to my country, Canada, and have access to the biggest movie catalog on Netflix. So no more feeling dissatisfied that your favorite movies and shows aren't available to you, because Surfshark gives you the freedom to bypass those geographical restrictions with just one click. The freedom is nice, but once again, the data protection is also really important. Now, I've realized that especially while making this video. Let's say you're downloading these abysmal, absolutely bottom of the barrel Subway Surfers ripoffs, right? You don't want that data out there. You don't want this to be known to people. Anyone knows you're downloading, playing, or even looking at these games? The biggest embarrassment of your life. Well, Surfshark VPN will encrypt your data and keep all your business to your eyes only. So that way you can be deranged with the comfort of privacy. There is no risk in trying Surfshark since they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of Surfshark's Black Friday deal using my code SavanticsYT to get up to 6 additional months for free at the link in my description. Thank you, Surfshark VPN, for sponsoring this video. Now it's time I introduce to you the first masterpiece of the day, Subway Princess Runner. Subway Princess Runner is deeply confusing. It doesn't know what it wants to be. When you boot up the game, you get this fantasy-like art, suggesting a fantasy sort of setting, and when you get into the game, it's just Subway Surfers. We're basically playing a game of spot the differences because the art style is so deeply similar, and some things are so blatantly stolen, it's embarrassing. Like the coins, the layout at the top, the hoverboards, the booster, the magnets, other power-ups, and more. The level design doesn't even bother to change things up. They even stole the way you start your run.
Hey you!
Now the most egregious thing they've copied in my opinion is the character design. Some of these characters are looking beyond sketchy. Here we have Ninja, which looks similar to the Subway Surfers character named, Ninja. So, wow. Here you have Dragon, which is definitely not based off of Subway Surfers' Dino. They've also made this robot character named Tag, which is obviously stealing from the character Tag Bot. and it's even stealing from the original animations. Now, one of the most confusing things about this game is that it's unclear where the princess part of Subway Princess Runner comes in. There is a single princess character in this whole big roster. A single one. The one you play as by default is just some random person. You know, so it's really easy to avoid the whole princess part. The monetization and ads in this are abysmal. At the end of your run, it gives you the option to save yourself, you know, save your progress and continue the run, build your score further if you watch an ad. Yet here's the fun part. If you decide that no, you're not going to sit through an ad because you don't care about your progress, it will just give you an ad anyway. So either way, you will be watching an ad. So the game says either you watch it for nothing or you watch it and get something, which is the most pointless and scummy feature I've seen. And there's also always an ad running at the top, which makes the game look pretty trashy. And for the game being such a pathetic arrangement of code and pixels, it sure doesn't lack the audacity. The in-game shop has in-game purchases running up to $130 a piece. So that's pretty bad. But now it's time to look at something worse. Cat Leo Run. Talking Cat Run. This game is special, you know, it's memorable. This cat alone will linger on in your mind for many days to come. He kind of looks like he smells a bit, to be honest. He looks like he smells. He looks like he probably chews with his mouth open. This cat is nasty. You know he's definitely biting his toenails. When you boot into the game, it doesn't even let you see the game before it shows you an ad. That's right, so when you boot it up, you're actually just playing an ad first, and then it gets to show you the worst menu you will ever see in your entire life. You got all this visual noise, just an assault on your eyeballs, and then there's something as atrocious as surprise eggs written here. And then there's a little cat basically Fortnite dancing in the bottom corner. Now this is one of those games where every single button you click is pretty much going to show you an ad. It's that constant. And then half of the ads you're going to see are going to be something that's trying to give you a virus. Now this game actually has mini games in it, unrelated to Subway Surfers, but its main advertised game mode is the Subway Surfers ripoff. A lot of the models are different, and it's not as much of a copy as Subway Princess Runner, but it's still very clear what they're trying to do here. The cat's running animation is so bad. I know I keep saying ripoffs are bad. Stealing is bad. You know, I stand by this, but my god, this game has tested me. The assets and animations in this game are so awful that, you know what? I think hell, they should have stolen. They should have resorted to directly ripping the models. They should have resorted to just blatant theft, because this looks so bad, I almost recommend it. Almost. Also, the characters in this are kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've developed a new phobia on account of the characters in this game. There's two ways to play the Subway Surfers game mode. You can play levels or unlimited, and it's really pushed as the main way to play, but what I find particularly interesting is the extra game modes and features here. So there's Crossroad, which is just like a Frogger type of thing. It's also really scuffed looking. There's a spin the wheel to get coins and stuff, and then there's a water race game where you're navigating this poor cat underwater, hoping he doesn't hit anything, because when he does, he evaporates like a PowerPoint transition. And then the feature I hate the most is the surprise eggs. It gives me flashbacks to 2016 kids YouTube. They have the more games option, which shows that unfortunately, they've expanded quite a lot with their awfulness. So far, I'm already seeing a Talking Ben and Talking Angela ripoff, but I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know what these little babies are supposed to be. I don't know. I don't want to know. Now, while I'd love to just search through the wasteland of this developer, it's time we look at Furry Subway Surfers. Yes, you heard that right. There is a Furry Subway Surfers game called Runner Heroes. Before anybody gets all up in arms, not all anthro depictions of animals are furry, okay? I'm not some low-cultured individual, alright? I'm actually a well-researched social scientist. I know concepts of the internet inside and out, alright? So Zootopia, for example, Disney characters, Five Nights at Freddy's are not necessarily furry. So when I say this game is a furry game, I'm not saying it because there's animals in it. I'm not saying it's because there's anthro in it. I'm saying it's because the way they depict these animals, you know what they're going for. You know what they're doing. It does not need to be spoken. The Subway Surfers art style, power-ups, the guy saying hey at the beginning, and other things are once again blatantly stolen. When you boot it up, there's this random screen that has nothing to do with running through a subway, so that's interesting. Another fun note is that there's 2 characters in this that are obvious Zootopia clones, of Judy Hopps and Nick. There's not really much to go into for this game. I just found it, so I needed to show it to you, obviously. You are welcome. Now it's time for Subway Run 2. This one I would say is the most visually scuffed game that uses human models, because I mean, nothing can look worse than Cat Leo Run. It's just not happening. But this one is a pretty close second. This one's also pretty bad. Although I do gotta say, I'm not entirely full of negativity and criticism. I do appreciate the little son chilling in the corner with his sunglasses on. There's just a few funny things I want to talk about. So 1, again, a lot of the level design looks heavily copied from Subway Surfers, but at the same time, I gotta give it to them. There certainly was creativity at some points. Not good creativity, but still, creativity. The game is egregious in how it asks you to watch ads. The UI looks like a mid-2000s scam site, and it would seem they push this so heavily because the only way this game makes money is through ads. There are no in-app purchases, which I just find hilarious, right? Because it's like they knew it was too bad to ask for your money. They knew. They had a twinge of humility, and you know what? I almost respect it. I do. But you know, even if they're not trying to exploit you by asking for your wallet, exploiting your time isn't good either. Your time is a very valuable resource, so for this game to try to cater to compulsive tendencies and make you sit through all these horrible ads while not trying to reward you for your time is still very scummy. Because they know what they're doing. They know their game has nothing good about it. They know it's not redeeming, and it's just a time waster, made just to get as much money as possible. Even though it's not asking for direct payment, it's still trying to take something from you, use you, and give nothing back. Another waste of a game is Cat Runner Decorate Home. This is definitely one of the stranger ones. Now, like the others, it has awful design, steals some things, has ads at the top, and a non-working save me feature. You know, it has the whole package. But unfortunately also has this cat giving you this stare. I can't help but be intimidated. And he does these little tricks while he runs, which I just think is too much. It's too much. Like every other Subway Surfers ripoff, there are character options. And the ones in this game play with copyright fire. You got clones of Captain America, The Incredibles, Buzz Lightyear, and Nick Wilde. This is the second time Nick has come up in this video, the second time a game has, weirdly enough, stolen him as a design. So there's the main game here, you know, nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. There's a separate mode where you can use the coins you get here to decorate the cat's home. It's odd, but hey, at least they added something. Still not something I'd pay for, but they think their app is so good, they have a weekly subscription service. You can pay $2 a week to go premium on this app. Subscription services have gone too far if we've honestly reached the point that people are potentially paying for a premium experience in Cat Runner Decorate Home. Now I'd like to wrap up our adventures today by quickly touching on 2 more things that I found. So first thing, there's a game called Run Forrest Run, which is weirdly enough based on Forrest Gump. I think it's so interesting because a Forrest Gump Subway Surfers clone is so niche, you know, why? Just why? The main audience who has seen Forrest Gump at this point are full-grown, mature adults. The movie is starting to get old, almost 30 years old at this point actually, and these kinds of games are catered to kids and young teens generally. So I don't even know what's going on here because the main audience who watches Forrest Gump probably does not care to download this type of game. Now the last game I want to touch on is Vlad Nikki Run from the kids channel Vlad and Nikki. They have over 100 million subscribers, okay? 100 million subscribers. And you're telling me this is the best they could do. This is downright criminal. This should be prohibited by law. Like, you've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. Why's this thing gotta face me when it runs? Why? Stop. Stop doing that. No. No. Stop. Now this wraps up our beautiful dive into the whimsical world of Subway Surfers ripoffs. I hope you enjoyed this because I was really in the trenches making this, you know, fighting for my life, swatting away the ads in Cat Leo Run. The ads were order 66ing me. left and right, shooting from all angles. They nearly got me, but I lived to tell the tale. But yeah, if you like what you see, feel free to stick around on the channel. I also have a second channel and social media if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.